My name is Thomas with milezero.racers, and I am responsible for building and crashing the original ClubSport CB750. So welcome to a three-part series of rebuilding the ClubSport CB750 back better than ever. But before we bring you through the process, I want to give you a backstory on how we got here in the first place. So
4 years ago, I was just a 20-year-old kid with zero experience. I had no clue how to use tools or do anything revolving around the world of building a motorcycle. But still, for some reason, I had a dream to build a cafe racer.
the result, a bike some of you may recognize, the Honda ClubSport CB750. But you know, here's the thing. I never built this bike to sit in a garage and rot away. I built this bike to ride. And for the last 2 years, I have done exactly that. Then, 5 months ago, every rider's worst nightmare happened. I crashed.
Granted, it was a low-speed, low-impact crash.
But still enough to tear ligaments in my ankle and leave the ClubSport in rough shape. And for many, this is a reason to consider giving up and quitting the hobby entirely. But in the case of what we're doing and my love for what we do, that is not an option or a chance at all. But the reality is, if I was able to build this bike from nothing once before, I can do it again. I'm making sure the ClubSport CB750 truly becomes legendary. This is episode 1 of a 3-part series where we bring the ClubSport back better than ever. So let's get to work and enjoy the episode. All right, everyone, I am walking and out of the boot. This is a huge update. It's been 3 weeks and about 5 days since the accident. I am moving, walking, still not 100%, but I am able to actually do something, which is really fantastic. And this is the perfect opportunity to start the actual rebuild series on the ClubSport V1. What is that going to include? Well, we are going to take the tank off, drain it with fuel, assess the damage on the tank, start removing paint. Additionally, we're gonna remove the belly pan, scrap it, put on a new MZR belly pan at some point. We are going to go through every single piece to this bike that has been damaged, remove it, buy replacements, and then we will just go on from there. I actually developed an MZR belly pan, as most of you know. But oh, let's check that out. Look at all the dirt from the crash that's in the belly pan there. And as you can see, you see the dirt, how it piles up in there? That doesn't happen when you ride, unless you crash, of course. What I'm gonna do is start from the front and go back, removing the headlight, the front master cylinder, removing the brake lines and everything, getting the tank off, potentially starting to look into any other bent or damages that could have happened. That a lot of things can happen with that type of impact. But anyways, so let's start by removing this headlight here. Guys, I think this is gonna be a fun series for everyone. I know it's going to be for me. The reason I say that is because as sad as it is that the ClubSport is kind of dead, it's really not, because all this stuff was gonna be changed regardless at some point. And so instead of it being changed in increments, it's all gonna be changed at once. So it kind of all works out in the end, if you ask me. Headlight off. This headlight was never really that great anyway. This is the LSL headlight, Clubman LSL. It was cheap, it was $100. I put an LED bulb in it, and for whatever reason, it never really was the best or brightest. So, all right, now that we have the headlight ears off, this is the headlight wiring. We go in here. The forks actuate properly. Like if I, compress these, they do. I do plan on removing the front forks regardless, because I put a heavier weight oil in these forks, and ever since I did that, they've been really stiff. What I plan on doing is going back down to a 7.5 weight, which I believe is stock oil weight for these forks. They were always so stiff. Like, it compresses, it actuates, but once it sags to like where my weight is on it and the weight of the bike is on it. It doesn't have the rebound to like and give that my forks on the 450 have. I don't know if I'm going to save or try to repurpose this master cylinder because it is good. I rebuilt it and it doesn't seem like it's messed up in any way. Nothing's bent and it's be in good shape. So I think what I could do is just get a new lever, and I think that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so this reservoir shot, cracked, done, bent. I'm over it. What we're gonna do now is move on to the tank, removing the gas out of the tank. If it's gonna cost is $400 to remove the dent and then another $400 to paint the tank, might as well just buy a used good tank, get it painted, and just go from there and save this one another time. I don't know. I haven't decided, but this is a good clean tank, so I do not want to scrap it. That would be a sin. The bike's really not in bad shape.
All right, guys, flash forward to present day. That footage was all old footage when we were in the old shop. Now we're in the new shop. A lot of things have progressed since then. I figured that was really impactful footage to continue and include in this episode. Now we're gonna get caught back up to real time and the process of being in the new shop, rebuilding the ClubSport back better. And now that we've accomplished what we've accomplished in the old shop, it's now time to get the tank removed, wheels removed, down to a frame and engine so we can continue moving forward. But if you've been watching and you're wondering what happened or you're not aware of any crash that happened, I have a video that I will tag right here, and this will bring you through effectively exactly what happened. Maybe you'll learn something and prevent a crash for yourself. In the meantime, I have also posted a video here which goes through all of the damage. Basically, a walk around of a full damage assessment. And in this episode, we are gonna start the rebuild to bringing this thing back to the road. This time, the transformation is gonna look a little different than it looks now. So behind the scenes for the last 8 or 9 months or so, we have been working super diligently in the background. And that's why there's been some spottiness in the content posting and spottiness in progression of builds and everything in between, because we have been moving home from Florida, in the process of moving into a new shop, in the process of crashing a motorcycle and building a new ClubSport V2. I want to bring a full, transparent experience between what we're doing, why we're doing it, and how we are so excited to offer it to you guys as a second option for the platform of the CB750, specifically K and F models. I guess we should just begin rebuilding this thing. So as I remove this tank from the frame and go through and do all this repair work on all the damages, one thing that I'm excited for is to go through and actually see the work I did on this bike from about 4 years ago of time. And the reason why I'm excited to see everything in the flow is because for the ClubSport V2 build, which is going to be effectively the same bike here that we built, just it's going to be better. I want to go through and remember what I did, analyze what I did, and see what areas I can improve on for the 2.0. In tandem with going through all this stuff, I want to also mention that part of this rebuild is also going to be a spring cleanup, maintenance haul. Go through, change the oil, new filter, sync the carburetors, the whole 9. Go through, do a bolt check, grease, everything. Because when you suffer damage like this, you want to go through and make sure that everything is sound again, and you have the trust in the bike when you get back on it. We're gonna go ahead and do that. And also, I haven't changed the oil in a while, and we've been beating on this thing when I was riding it, so I just want to make sure everything is up to snuff, and when it comes time to ride this thing again, is dialed for the season, and especially the upcoming season ahead of us. I'm gonna go ahead and get this front wheel removed. Okay, everyone, now that we have the ClubSport in a place that is fully stripped down, We've removed all of the damaged parts that we can see by the eye. It is now time to go through and inspect the frame and the guts to make sure that nothing further happened or was damaged that we couldn't see to the naked eye when the whole thing was standing in front of us. We have since then went through and confirmed that the frame is straight, nothing weird happened that we couldn't see or notice, which is a really, really good sign. This is going to be a perfect tee up for us to get into the next portion of this series, which is episode 2. And that's where we're going to wrap up this episode and give you a glimpse into what to expect in episode 2 of this 3-part rebuild series. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next episode.